Hello there guys, a very warm welcome to Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures here on YouTube. Today's video is going to be a rediscovery of a format 192 Birmingham to Hereford. Now, as you know, the 192 used to be the longest route in the West Midlands and Worcestershire and started at Birmingham, but we're going to use Cornwall Road for an example, which will be the X10 between Birmingham and Hales Owen, and then the Hales Owen to Ludlow will be filmed on the in the flesh with the X92 route, which I filmed today, and then we will go virtual all the way down to Hereford, but going via Leicester as well. So I hope that you enjoy the video. So then, here we are just coming out of Birmingham Cornwall Row, just by Snow Hill Station, and we are heading for Hereford. And we are going up Edmund Street, and this is the section done by the X10, which is the Birmingham to Gornal Wood service via Hales Owen, Cradley Heath and Merry Hill. So we're now on the A44100, and we're now turning off, and then we're going to go past the Birmingham Library. So here is the Birmingham Library, well, the Library of Birmingham, and it's a really impressive library. Now this route does a lot of detour, the X10, going round Birmingham and heading in the direction towards Hales Owen. So we're just going past the former National Indoor Arena, which became the Barclaycard Arena, and the National Indoor Arena was known as the NIA. And of course nearby there is of course the Symphony Hall, and also the ICC, the International Convention Centre. So now at Grosvenor Street West. And we're now going past a multi-storey car park. And we are just heading out of Birmingham nearly, and we're just gonna make more our journey onto the Hagley Road. So here is the Hagley Road in Birmingham. So then we're now heading onto the Hagley Road, which starts in Birmingham and will take us into Hales Owen. And we're just passing a row of shops here, and of course you've got, as you probably guess, Sainsbury's, and that is actually copyright named to the likes of Sainsbury's and Safeway. Well, Safeway is no longer trading as a supermarket in the UK. It's only a food brand because Safeway was bought by Morrison's. So here we are, just heading down the Hagley Road, and so anyway, we're now coming towards Bearwood, and Bearwood is also home also location is also close to Bearwood Interchange. And Bearwood Interchange is served by the 20s and 21s and 22s, the Albury services. So now that we're at the top end at Bearwood, and of course we're now in part of Albury, and now we're in Quinton. So this is Quinton, where you get a few rows of shops alongside. So we're now heading towards Hales Owen, and Hales Owen will be our next call. And then after Hales Owen, the journey is going to go actual all the way to Ludlow, and then after Ludlow, we'll then do actual all the way to Hereford. And it's going to be a really exciting journey going all the way to Hereford. The biggest journey I've ever done as a rediscovery. Now I will be doing in the future the Lug Valley adventure, which is basically the 490 and the 492. That will be the Hereford Lug Valley adventure. I will do a Leicester Lug Valley adventure very soon. So here we are. We're now in. So welcome to Hales Owen. So this is Hales Owen right now. So we just arrived at Hales Owen town centre. So here we are at the Hales Owen town centre. That is the Hales Owen town centre, and here's the bus station just by the Asda supermarket. So here we are at Hales Owen bus station. So we have gone out, leaving Hales Owen on the X92. And this is the one for Ludlow, and also the rediscovery of the 192 from Birmingham to Hereford. So we're travelling on a Gemini. So just coming out of Hales Owen right now.
starting. Claxton Pointer, Denny Stars, SLF on the service 4H towards Warsaw, which is the diamond version of the 4H. So we are just going past the turn off that was once served by the original. As you know, we're on the 192 route between Hereford and Kidderminster. Ahead we got a Scania Omnilink operated by National Express West Midlands, which is branded for the fours. The Warsaw to West to Blackheath, and also the 4N, Warsaw to Mary Hill on the 4H, Warsaw to Harley Green. So here we are, just heading away from Halesowen, and we are now coming out of the West Midlands into Worcestershire. And here's a sign: Worcestershire welcomes you. And this is where we're heading for right now. So we're now coming into the Worcestershire boundary now. So this is the entire, and we're also in part of the district of Bromsgrove, because as you know, Bromsgrove does cover most of this area, and we're also by the popular Hagley Hall. Our journey between Halesowen and Kidderminster will be the original, will be actually the 192, while the part up to Birmingham is actually done by the X10. The X92 was actually the original number, and it was the Birmingham to Ludlow service, while there was the 192 from Birmingham down to Hereford. And this narration, as you can probably tell, is actually repeated in both the X92 and the 192 videos. We're now passing the Beefeater, and also behind the Premier Ring. We are now by the Clout Hills, which is nearby, and also we're by Bossall Grove, which is a golf course just out in Hagley, and just up ahead is the iconic monument. Our journey is even services from Worcester. there is no service that covers that part of the route these days, as that end is being isolated. And on that run, there's a garden centre called Cherry Lane. It used to be known as Barnet Hill. Right, we're now moving. As you probably know, we were struggling a little bit, but however, as you know, we're come to some traffic jams, so I'll see you in a short while. Alright, we're now departing Blakedown, and we're just by the Blakedown Viaduct. So just gone past so we're now at the Blakedown Viaduct. And we're now climbing up all the way to so we're now climbing up towards so we're now heading towards Kidderminster. Crossing over the Snow Hill line, so the Snow Hill line is now to our left. The old Oxford, Worcester and Wolverhampton Railway, as it was known. So we're not far away from Kidderminster on now, and coming up is Podge Hill Garden Centre. Well, Podge Hill Nurseries, which is a small garden centre, and of course there's also a farm site as well. And it's not only just a garden centre, it also sells fruit and vegetables and potatoes as well, and ice cream. So it is a popular site. So here it is coming up, Podge Hill. There used to be animals on site, but there isn't anymore. And of course, since we're coming into Kidderminster, you've got loads of connections to choose from to go to Kidderminster. And of course, you've got two services during August towards Ludlow. And of course, you've got service to Tenbury Wells on the 291 done by Yarrantons. You've even got Hales Park and Barkill on the number 8, along with the Rifle Range. You've got Bridge North and Stourbridge on the 125. You've got you even got Halesdown, that's on this one, and the 192. You even got Kinvat on the 580, and of course you've got Wardley as well, and that also includes the 989C and the 4s. And the 4A, well, the 4A goes into French. And of course you've got Spennels on the number 10s. You've got Worcesters on the 303 and the 294. You even got Redditch on the 42. That will soon be changing to the 52. You've got Droitwich on the 133. Droitwich Spa as it's known. And of course you've got you even got Bridge North. There's even another Bridge North service, that is the 297 done by Arriva as well. And of course you do have a few of the locals as well. You've got Stourport on the 3s and the 15A and 15C as well. So that's all the routes mentioned in Kidderminster. Oh, there's a number 7 as well up to Sign Hill, which also comes on this corridor. So you've got a 7 as well. So you've got the 7s, and that's all the routes that you'll find in Kidderminster.
just by the Land Oak pub in Kidderminster. We're now passing a Denny start on the 192 towards Hales Owen. The Denny starts on the 192 are all exposed, and we just crossed over the Oxford, Worcester and Wolverhampton Railway now the Snow Hill line. So it's both exposed starts on the 192, and I've had them on the 192 before, and I've even had them on the service oh yeah, 303 Worcester to Kidderminster. I've had them on the 303, the 42s, 43 that will soon be numbered the 52A will go Princess of Wales Hospital to the Alexandra Hospital in Greenwich. So anyway, here we are just coming over to Kidderminster, and we will soon be crossing the Snow Hill line, and it will also be the interchange for the Severn Valley Railway from Kidderminster to Bridgnorth. Alright, we're now coming into Kidderminster town centre. Just in front we've got an 80 out Enviro 200 on the number 10s, which was an ex-Central buses, because as you know the Central buses used to operate in the Kidderminster area on the 125 from Stanbridge up into Bridgnorth. And they didn't just use ADL Enviro 200, so Opto Metro Cities, Versas, Darts. So here is Kidderminster railway station for Kidderminster, and the Severn Valley Railway as well, and there's Slingfield Mills. Unfortunately we will not be serving the bus station on this journey. That is only the 292 because basically the tight lanes as well. So we are now going to be heading direct to Ludlow. So we're now heading for Ludlow. So there's Slingfield Mills. That was the Bradley Mills department store, and then it became Debenhams until they went bust during the so-called COVID pandemic which we're in, but soon coming out of this terrible mess. And there's a Tesco Express, which used to be a Choices video shop. So there's a 192 Express start, just heading into the town of Kidderminster. Alright, we're now heading out of Kidderminster now towards so we're now heading out to Kidderminster towards Ludlow. So there's the Dunelm, which used to be the Morrisons, the old Morrisons supermarket, right there. So we're now heading onto the Ring Road. So this is going to be the fast and direct service towards Ludlow now, the A451, and just round beyond these trees you'll actually see the Kidderminster B&Q store, which was known as B&Q Warehouse. It's now B&Q Extra, but it's still classed as B&Q Warehouse because of the design of the store. The older B&Qs were just called B&Q Superstores. So there's the B&Q. So the B&Q is just right there, just behind these trees. So B&Q is right there. So here's the B&Q Kidderminster B&Q. And just right in front is, of course, the Diamond Kidderminster bus depot. So that's the big Diamond Kidderminster bus depot, just right there. And we're now heading past the so-called Watermill pub. So here's the Watermill pub in Kidderminster. And now we're actually now covering what is currently served on the 42, the Redditch one, from Kidderminster. Well, heading to the General Hospital and then on to Redditch. So we're now heading along the road that takes
by the Kiddie General Hospital. So there's the turn-off point for the hospital in Kidderminster. But however, we're not heading for the hospital. We're now heading for Stourport. So this route is a bit of a scenic detour. And we're actually doing a reversed version of the 292 when it comes from Ludlow into Kidderminster, because the 292 comes along this road, the Sutton Park Road, into Kidderminster and then goes past the General Hospital on return. So I assume that the X92 probably goes both ways. So I think the 192 went this way between Kidderminster, between the old Birmingham to Hereford. As we get to the top of this road, we're going to be turning off left and then heading past the West Midlands Safari Park. As you probably know, the West Midlands Safari Park is not only a park of animals, there's also an amusement site on there. There's rides as well, as you know. I've been to West Midlands Safari Park in my past and quite enjoyed it because I used to love all the different rides and attractions. So this is the top end of the Bewdley Hill, and we're now going to head past the West Midlands Safari Park. So then we're now heading down towards the West Midlands Safari Park, which is in Bewdley. So this is, so we're now going through the woods and woodland bit, and then we're going to come out by the West Midlands Safari Park, which will be on our left hand side. Here's the so-called Safari Park in Bewdley. So we're just going past the Safari Park, and we're now heading for Bewdley, which is the Georgian town. Anyway, we're now coming inside town, and here's a turn off there for Leicester Stourport and Tenbury and Ludlow. However, we're heading for Bewdley. So we're now going to head onto the B4190 that's going to take us into Bewdley, and we're just coming through Rivenel, which is just up ahead. So we're just going past Catcham's End, Chippy, and this is Catcham's End, and there's Rivenel Estate over there, served by the number 8 from Rockland Range to Hales Park, and here comes the Church of Rivenel, the so-called Church Saints. Well, so we're now going across Queensway. As you know, Bewdley before the coronavirus actually suffered with severe flooding. And of course, Bewdley had got connections to the 296 to Worcester. So here we are. Here's the river, right there. So we're now in Bewdley town centre. Alright, we're just now leaving Bewdley now. So, as you probably know, Coniston used Mercedes motors. They had a coach, they even had Optare Solos, Optare Solo SRs, and since it was taken over by Astons, they use a coach, and of course mainly they use ADL Enviro 200, street lights, even the wheel forward street light, and of course an E300. So here we are coming out of Bewdley right now, and we're now going to turn off up this tighter road. So we're going to head on the A456, which heads over towards the Tenbury area, but that will also take us onto Ludlow. Now, as you know, these roads are very tight. Now, as you probably remembered, Green Bus, during the coronavirus, introduced a service, 242, which was the Maryhill to Kimborough on the trial basis, and only runs Stourbridge to Kimborough. And they also introduced the 582 Kidderminster to Wolverhampton, which was a Saturday shopper service, and I did that in Gemini, which was a bit like this one. And 242 I've been on the Tridents, Claxton Presidents, and even a Gemini. So I've had all sorts on the 242. A Claxton President, a Gemini, and a Trident. but however it was reinstated a year ago today, but that is now numbered the 8, and I did it a year ago tomorrow. Well, in 2 days' time. We're now at the roundabout at the Far Forest area, countryside show, which is coming up, but we're not yet at the Far Forest. That there is the Bewdley bypass, and that is only rarely used in case Bewdley gets flooded. And there's Wharton Park. So we're now heading on to the A456, which heads towards Lancaster, and that is covered in the 192 Birmingham to Hereford Rediscovered. And of course, heading down this way is heading towards Temporary and Ludlow. So the routes that come down this route is this corridor is the one. So there's the running horse. Routes that come up and down this route is the 291 Kidderminster to Temporary Wells, which used to be known as, which is now operated by it's now operated by Yarrington's. It used to be operated by R&B Travel, and also a small company called Hollands that used to do the nines, Kidderminster to Country Circular, and they still do a service. They still do a service 220 Clouds Top to Clitheroe Mortimer, which connects in between the both routes. And of course, and it all started off with First Midlands in Kidderminster, because as you know, First used to operate the Kidderminster depot before Diamond. And then the other route that comes up here mainly is of course the 292, which is the Kidderminster to Ludlow, which is once again back with Diamond since it started, since they took it over from R&B 2020 before the coronavirus, and R&B had the 292 off Diamond when it was the 2L, when it used to go all around the estates. Coming up is the White Forest area, so this is how it gets its name, because of the forest here, run by the National Trust. So the 292, that is the one that, and of course Diamond also did the 292 original number from when it started back in the Midland Red days, and of course Central Connect, which also was part of Diamond, also did the one on the 292. So this is the same route as the 292 towards Ludlow all the way now. So here's Blissgate and here's the Royal Forester. Of course the 291 does do a turn off on this little road here, but however that's only at most certain times, as the 291 draws a lot of request locations with the likes of Rock, which is a small hamlet out on that end, on the outskirts. And of course you've got Bayton as well. Up ahead is the Clee Hills, see. So it's 1 mile to the Far Forest and 4 miles to Clibby Mortimer. And we're heading for Clibby Mortimer right now. So here we are, going under the trees now. This is still under Worcestershire, but we will soon be heading into Shropshire. So here's the plough pub in the Far Forest. As you know, it's one of the best pubs today. And up ahead is the Clee Hills, which is ahead of us. Worcester, but there's no service that goes across this way, and we're now at Morley Oak. Of course, we're by Morley Oak now. Just ahead of us is a wind turbine, electric windmill. However, there's nothing today, so no point of it being in operation. We'll also be passing the 292 at the Diamond version of the Ludlow, which is the main service to Ludlow in Minster, which should be passing us anytime soon. So we're not far away from Clibber and Mortimer. Windmill's moving slightly. So turning off goes to the Pioneer Centre, and here is Clee Hills that's right up ahead. So we're not far away from the Clee Hills now, and we're not far away from Clibber and Mortimer. So we're nearly in Clibber and Mortimer, so we haven't got far to go. So we're doing Clibber and Mortimer, and then we'll be on to Ludlow. Weather today is a nice clear day. So we've got a nice clear day in Ludlow today over the Clee Hills, and then we'll head on towards Ludlow. So here we are, nearly arriving into Clibber. So this is Clibber and Mortimer. So the gateway to Shropshire. Well, we're in Shropshire now. Which is the small village that heads in the direction towards Ludlow. And here is there's pubs here in Clibber, and here's an old petrol station that's now been converted into a garage. And of course there's a bowling green, and of course loads of community services here, parish hall, and here's the church in Clibber Mortimer. So we're just now arrived in Clibber Mortimer, which is just outside of Ludlow. So here's the Royal Fountain Inn. And here's the pub, church, right here in Clibber. So then we're just now in Clibber right now. So this is Clibber Mortimer. And then we're going to head over the Clee Hills, and that will take us all the way into Ludlow. So it is really interesting to see two competing companies on this same corridor. Got Diamond, which is the main service, and of course we got Green Bus, which is this service that they put on during the holidays. And I'm really happy. Of course, Green Bus did do service work before, but mainly they do like works to the schools, the rail replacements and private hires, and They did do a tendered route last year, the 38, that's now the 42, west heat to the QE. It used to just go Selly out to Northfield as well. So now waiting in Clibbery, so there should be a 292 service that's going to pass in a minute towards Kidderminster. So the 292 should be passing us any minute now. So just going past the lamps, and of course there's a co-op here. Of course there is a school version of the 292 called the 292S. It used to be known as the 2S. Kidderminster to Clibbery Mortimer. So there was a school service of the 292. So there's the Clibbery Mortimer Medical Centre. The sign for the Glen Caravan Park at Caverton, and as you know we'll be nearly in Ludlow, and Ludlow has got connections to different destinations, and you've got destinations like you've got the town, the park and ride, you've got Shrewsbury on the 435, and of course you've got Hereford, well we've got Leicester, and then you can connect beyond Leicester to Hereford. Of course we've got Cardington, which is basically Cardinal. Well, of course you do have, and you have different companies in Ludlow. Like you've got Green Bus, which is doing this service for the time being, and of course you've got Diamond, you've got London Valley, you've got Minsterley, you've got Reba. Of course, Reba does a service from Ludlow down to Knighton, which is on the border of Wales. There's some sheep just over here, because as you know there's sheep on the Clee Hills itself, and we're now heading for the Clee Hills right now.
down.
So here is an old interesting sign, an old 292 bus stop. So as you know, first we used to do the 292 before. It was taken over by Diamond Bus. So this is, so we now come to a stop and go traffic system.
Been a good summer so far for me.
So then we're just now just gone over the one-way traffic system. As you know, there's a one-way traffic between across the Clee Hills. So it is making certain trips late, especially with the likes of the 292 Kidderminster to Ludlow. So there will be like a slight delay. And hang on, Wren's Nest. Very interesting to see a random area located within Shropshire, Wren's Nest. You'd find that in Dudley on the 81s, 82s, 27, 27A. Very interesting. As you know, we're going slow because of all these roadworks, but we shall soon pick up speed when we get to the end. So here's the Clee Hill Church here. So here's the Earls Ditton. Now we're going over the cattle grid. So that was the cattle grid. So here's Clee Hills where all the sheep are.
So then we're just now on the top of the Clee Hills.
So then we're just now climbing up to the top end of Clee Hill, so we've got one more steep climb, and we should soon be passing the 292 towards Kidderminster while we're heading into Ludlow. So we've got a few more climbs to make. So here we are climbing up now. So we're not far away, so the hill, so we're just now at Cornbrook Corner, so this is Cornbrook, and there's a quarry right up there as well. Even a disc, a radar dish on the other hill, which is also part of Clee Hills. So this is Clee Hill Village coming up. And further down there is towards Bristol. So here we are now at Clee Hill Village. So we're now on the top end of the Clee Hills. And there's the quarry that's right up there. So now heading down towards crossing the 292 towards Kidderminster. So then we're now heading down the slope. the big, I assume, Sainsbury's in Ludlow. But however, it is weird that it's not served by any other town. But maybe one day it might. Alright, so we just now arrived into Ludlow after a journey from Aylesowing, a historic journey as it was, the old Midland Red West First service. So this journey has got a good mile an hour all the way from Giddy, and also a good journey from Aylesowing. Of course, here's the Catholic Church coming up, and of course you got Ludlow Castle, which is in the centre of town. So you've got Ludlow Castle, you even got Ludlow Railway Station, the train station, which is on the Welsh Marches line, which gives connections to the likes of Shrewsbury, Manchester, Piccadilly, and also to Cardiff in South Wales. So welcome to Ludlow, guys. I hope you enjoyed the trip from Kidderminster and Aylesowing, and also the partial virtual run from Birmingham. And we will there'll be another virtual one on the 192 Rediscovered, but for the X92 it's the end of the journey. So just now descent, so now heading down to Ludlow town. So we're gonna go, I think we might just have to do a turn off because basically there's a low bridge ahead of us, if we can manage to get under it. On the Welsh Marches line, because as you know the bridge is a bit low for the deckers. Let's see if we can get through. I'm sure we can get through the bridge. We're going to get through. Yes! So here's Malvern tyres. So welcome to Ludlow, guys, once again. Course up ahead. I think this was when they first introduced the original 292. When it was out of the book. So here's the subway in Ludlow. So there's a subway that's, however, sadly it's out of town. It means you have to walk along part of the 435. So we're now joined with the 435 that terminates here from Shrewsbury. So that way goes towards Shrewsbury, and of course we've got South Shropshire Leisure Centre. Not been past that on the 435. So welcome to the beautiful town of Ludlow. Church in Ludlow, the main church, right in the centre of town. So that is it. Thank you very much for watching this video. A big shout out to all my subscribers who love watching them. Keep watching, like I say, got more videos yet to come. And that brings the end to this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and the journey will continue beyond here, but starting from, I assume, at the assembly rooms area, which is just on the other side of town, and that will continue as a 490 down to Leicester, but that's done virtual. And then we've got the old the 490 that'll take us into Hereford. Anyway, here we are. So here we are coming into Ludlow.
there's the old co-op store there. It's now boarded up. So this is the old terminus at Packer Court, Lower Gardiford, part of Upper Gardiford. So this is Packer Court. We'll be terminating in the High Street. And down there is the coach park, where you'll find all the buses. You've got a Riva Optare Solo right there, parked up. So you've got a Riva Optare, and of course you've got the Minsley bus. So I think we'll be parking up at the coach area. So yep, here we are, that's it.
Where does that go then, Joe? 722?
732.
Yeah.
Not 722.
Yeah.
Park and ride.
I think that's a park and ride. So anyway, that's it. End of the journey. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you again for another Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures vlog. Until then, bye for now, and I'll see you again very soon. So then, we're now at the assembly rooms, and we're now heading to Leominster on the 490 corridor. So anyway, we're now going down these little tight lanes, heading towards the turn off where we'll go to Leominster. So up there is Ludlow High Street, and we're now heading out the area now and gonna turn off towards Leominster Way. So here's the bridge that will take us out of the town. There's Ludlow right there. So we're now gonna head out of Ludlow, and we're now gonna head towards Leominster. So we're just going through just gone through Ludford, which is a small hamlet south of Ludlow, and we're now going to head to do a bit of a unique detour. And this is the longest journey that we've ever done, connecting the Birmingham and Ludlow areas. So here we are. That sign there is for Leominster, Shrewsbury. So we're now at a turnaround point, and we're now going to head back on ourselves, head back the same route, but then we're going to turn off to head on towards Hereford. So this is the Ludlow area, but we're not going to go back into the town of Ludlow. We're going to go towards Hereford. But first we're going to head to Leominster. So now we're going to turn off and head this way. So we're now going through Overton. And as you probably know, this section is covered by Lug Valley Travel. And Lug Valley Travel use Optare Solos and Optare Solo SRs. And I will consider doing Lug Valley in the not too distant future, which is possibly going to be after all this corona pandemic mess that we've been through, but like we say, we are coming out of it. So we're now in Batchcott now. So this is Batchcott. So Leominster shouldn't be far away from here. So we're now coming into the county of Herefordshire. And we're now going past a place called Richard's Castle. But there's basically no castle to be seen. So why do they call it Richard's Castle? That is really. So then we're now heading towards Leominster, and we are now in Herefordshire, as we all know. So we're just now going to turn down this lane here, so we shouldn't be far from Leominster. And then after Leominster, we will then head on to Hereford. And of course, there's actually a place called Comberton. Now, as you know, Comberton is also in Kidderminster, Worcestershire, Wyre Forest. So, as you know, we're now going down these little lanes. So, we shall soon be arriving into Leominster. And then after Leominster, we'll then head for Hereford. And that will complete our 192 Birmingham to Hereford Rediscovered. So here we are in Ollerton. So this is Ollerton. However whatever you're supposed to pronounce it as, Ollerton. So then we just now come out of Ollerton. Now I have missed a few parts, but however that is going to be covered when I do the 490 Ludlow to Leominster, and that is going to be likely probably for 2022 now. So stay tuned. And like I say, I will be planning journeys for 2022 as well this year now. So it'll be something to look forward to in the future. So 2022 should be ready soon. So here we are, just heading so we're now heading down another little lane, and these little lanes should soon bring us into Leominster. So as you know, Leominster is one place I've never been to in my life, because I've never done Leominster at all yet, and I'm hoping to cover Leominster, because I know you can see it's a few miles from the likes of Kidderminster. It's really interesting that I've not yet been to Leominster, which I'm hoping to do in the future. So we're now in Luston. So this is Luston now, or Leuston. Well, Leuston, because it's also to be the same pronounce as Luton in London. So we're nearly heading out. So we're now heading out of Leuston, and we shall soon be heading towards Leominster. Leominster, as people tend to call it. So we're now coming to a place called Norden, not to be confused with Norden in the Dorset area, just north of Corfe, Castle and Swanage. We've now come to a place called the Broad and Chalford. So anyway, this is the small town of Leominster. So we're now in Leominster in Herefordshire, and I hope you enjoyed the journey. It's been a fantastic trip so far, and our next journey will take us into Hereford, and that will bring an end to the 192 Birmingham to Hereford Rediscovered. And so far it's been another fantastic trip, and I hope you enjoyed it. So here we are, coming towards the bus station. It's only a small bus station here in Leominster. Of course, as you know, Lug Valley also use Versus. So here we are at Leominster bus station. So then, this is now the final section of the old 192 Birmingham to Hereford, and we're now going down the 492 that's going to take us into Hereford. So we've only got a few more trips to make, so we're now going to go down the Hereford road that will take us into Hereford, but go on a few detours. So we've just gone past a Lug Valley Optare Solo that was right in front, because as you know it's normally worked by Optare Solos. And we shall soon be heading for the town of Hereford, which is a county town. I'm hoping to try out Lug Valley after all this mess, and then after that gonna move on to do, well, hopefully at some point I might come to do LMS travel, which does the local 39 Worcester to Lower Wick to Blackpool, well, Blackpool to Lower Wick. So we're now in Marlbrook, which is not to be confused with Marlbrook outside Bromsgrove, because as you know, Bromsgrove So anyway, as you probably know, we went on a bit of a random road, but that's not going to happen when we do the real version of the 492. So we are not far away from So we're not far away from from towards towards Hereford. So we're now heading along to Hereford right now, so we're not far away. So we've only got a few more journeys to complete, and then we shall soon be arriving into Hereford. So we have got a few more trips to do, and then we'll complete our full 192 Birmingham to Hereford Rediscovered. The biggest route I've done of all time. The Birmingham to Hereford service. So now we're going up a few more narrow lanes. So anyway, as you probably know, we can't get up that narrow lane, so I'm gonna having to stick with the main roads. But however, that's not gonna happen when we do the real version of the 492, and we are just going for a very weird place called Wellington. Now Wellington is in Shropshire, and that is by Telford. This is Wellington Marsh. And of course, you've got Wellington in New Zealand as well, which is really popular. So the A49 is going to take us into Hereford. So we have missed half of Wellington out, but that's not going to happen. And of course, we've got Morton on lug, but unfortunately, I'm not sure 100% if that's going to take us there, but however, and I don't think the 192 ever covered those little lines on the 490, so we're just sticking with the direct run that's going to take us all the way down to Hereford. Well, the 492 that's going to take us all the way down to Hereford, and then that will complete our full 192 journey. So there's a turn off point for Worcester. But we're heading into, and welcome guys to Hereford. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. And we're now going to be terminating at the country bus station, which is only a smaller bus station, but it does have but it is close to the centre of town. So welcome to Hereford. I hope you enjoyed the trip. Anyway, welcome to the terminus now at Hereford Country Bus Station. So this is the country bus station in Hereford. Thank you for watching.